The breaking wheel, one of the cruelest execution methods in European history. The breaking wheel, also known as raden, was one of the most brutal methods of execution in European history, practiced from the Middle Ages until the early modern period. This punishment was reserved for severe crimes such as murder, robbery, or treason, and served not only to punish the offender, but also to publicly deter others. Origins and development. The practice of breaking on the wheel can be traced back to antiquity. It was used by the Romans as a punishment for specific offenses. During the Middle Ages, it became a widely established execution method across Europe, with various regional adaptations. The breaking wheel was particularly prevalent in Germany and France. Execution process. 1. Preparation. The condemned was usually brought to the scaffold naked and bound to the ground. This public humiliation was intended to amplify the deterrent effect. 2. Breaking of limbs. The executioner used a large wooden wheel, often reinforced with iron. Starting with the legs, the executioner struck the victim's limbs, working upwards, breaking the bones one by one. The number and sequence of blows were determined by the severity of the crime. In some cases, the victim's joints were placed on sharp-edged wooden blocks to intensify the impact of the wheel. 3. Weaving onto the wheel. After the limbs were shattered, the victim's body was woven into the spokes of another wheel. The broken bones allowed the arms and legs to be contorted into unnatural positions. This wheel was then mounted on a pole and displayed publicly. 4. Death and display. In some cases, the executioner delivered a coup de grace, a fatal blow to the neck or chest to end the victim's suffering. In others, the wheel was hung over a fire, or the victim was simply left on the wheel until death, which could take hours or even days. Reports describe victims who survived for extended periods, with some remaining alive for several days before succumbing. The lifeless body often remained on display, decaying and being consumed by animals, serving as a grim warning to others. Symbolism and societal impact. The breaking wheel was not merely a physical punishment, it held deep symbolic significance. The public display of the shattered body demonstrated the state's power and served as a stark warning to potential offenders. In the Middle Ages, it was also believed that the mutilation of the body and the denial of a Christian burial would prevent the soul of the condemned from finding peace in the afterlife. Notable cases and abolition. Although the breaking wheel was abolished in most European countries during the 19th century, documented cases persisted into this time. The last known instance in Prussia occurred in 1841 when the robber-murderer Rudolf Kuhn-Apfel was executed by breaking. With the reform of criminal justice and the move toward more humane punishment methods, the breaking wheel eventually disappeared from European legal practice. This chilling form of execution serves as a reminder of the brutal history of justice and underscores how far humanity has come in the pursuit of human rights and dignity.